Hallo, willkommen to the Freestyle Chess World Chess Championship Chess 960. We have semifinals. What a day! And of course, we got the finals tomorrow. Yeah, it's too late right now. I just came from over the board chess tournament. The recaps are coming up next week, so stay tuned. A lot of exciting games to cover. But yeah. We are covering Magnus versus Nodirbek, the first game, the first semifinals. I mean, you can already see absolutely wild position. Magnus with white plays rook e2, Nodirbek plays rook e2, and that's the first and only mistake in this chess game, which results in a loss. So rook e1 here apparently makes a draw. But again, you look at this position, you're like, what is happening? To pawn here, to pawn here, like, how? What is going on? But rook e2 is a mistake. So queen g4 takes, and now queen h4. And despite black being just 2 squares away from promotion, their king is too weak, and there is nothing that black can do. Rook g8, queen f6, rook g7, queen f8, queen f6, queen d8, queen d4, and rook g1. And guess what? Now white pawns are coming. So king g8, queen d8, b7, queen d5. Takes on g2, 2 queens. Nodirbek even promoted, but still doesn't help. I mean, b8 I think wins as well. But yeah, things might get a bit complicated just because of all checks. But I mean, still should be a win just because queen comes back to h2, and now it's just like rook f2, check, and win. And then Nodirbek needed to win with white pieces, so we get to the following position where, I mean, Nodirbek didn't even have chances throughout the game. Like, there were no chances. So knight c5, queen c2 is played on the board, and now Magnus plays brilliant rook e4, sacrificing his knight. But what's the idea? The idea here is if queen c5 takes, there's h3. And now, if g3 protecting the checkmate, there is bishop e7. I mean, it's a mind-blowing position where now rook f1 is standing there, bishop b4, but basically the king is just extremely weak. And unfortunately for white, they would have lost. So we get back to the game, and we have rook c4 on the board, and now bishop d4 takes, rook f1 takes, and knight d3. So rook e1 doesn't win, because the queen is protected. So knight d3, he tries the same trick with rook e1. Now, of course, he would have won the game. Nodirbek plays g3, and now queen f5. He simply admits his loss just because in g2 there is h3 and rook e1 is coming up, and there is absolutely nothing white can do. Let's say bishop f2, there is rook c4, queen c4, queen f2, or even simpler, I think, yeah, rook e1, king g2, h3. And it is a checkmate. And we move on to the second semifinal, where, I mean, it was a closer matchup, because it ended within 1 point, not 2 points like Magnus won against Mr. Nodirbek. So Vincent plays b3. Now Fabi responds with b6. This one actually reminds you a regular chess game, but of course, I mean, not really. Knight f8, bishop d8, knight c8, rook d8, bishop 8. You look at this position, you're like, what the hell is happening? f6. Now, the idea is to neutralize this bishop on h1, c5, bishop c7, and now d5. And black are already better. Bishop h5 check, g6, knight goes to d7, g3, b5, queen g2, b takes c4, d takes c4, and bishop a5 check. And guess what happened? What happens is this king is just extremely weak. So king has to move forward or play knight d2, but now black are just on time to develop faster. So c takes d5, knight c4. I mean, what a shot! What a shot! What a magnificent move. I mean, you take a look at this first time and you're like, knight c4. Pawn cannot take, knight cannot take, b takes c4, rook b1. Pin. Knight c4, b4 split, rook b4, takes, and now knight b3. But as you can see, I mean, white are clearly not doing well. So knight d2 takes, and now knight d5. The idea is, of course, to play some knight c3, and now queen is also coming up. And as you might see, this queen on g2 is not really helping in any way. So queen e6, queen f7, rook d8, and it looks like for a second that white escaped, but unfortunately, it was too late. Knight f3, I believe it's brilliant. I'm not sure why computer doesn't show it, but f takes f3, rook d2 as well. I mean, mind-blowing game. Absolutely mind-blowing game. Now, if rook d2, bishop f3, and basically, black just have too much material. Queen a2 is coming. If queen d2, there is queen h3, and I believe it might end, or there's probably something more clear, like queen g4, bishop e4, like so many ways to win. I mean, what a brilliant game by Fabi. 95.7 accuracy from the world number 3, I guess, at this moment. And tomorrow, we will see Magnus versus Fabi final. Like, what can even be better? And as far as 5th to 8th place matchups going, Hans ended up beating Mr. Levon Ronin. Levon is going to be fighting for the last place, actually, not the last, but for the 7th place, while Arjun beat Yavahir. I mean, and Yavahir and Levon are going to be facing off in the last place. I mean, it's unbelievable. And 5th, 6th place will be played between Arjun and, of course, I mean, Yavahir is not having a successful event. Levon, who won 2 Grand Chess Slams last year, is not having a successful event. But yeah, as I said, chess is brutal. You gotta be prepared for it. I mean, it's freestyle, it's wild. But yeah, let's see. Let me know who you're rooting for in the finals, Magnus or Fabi. Of course, a lot of people will be rooting for Magnus, but I guess there will be also a lot of people who will be rooting for Fabiano Caruana. I mean, anything might happen. Let's see. And I'll see you in the recap after tomorrow. Bye bye.